Hello, I am Nick Robach, and I am doing my final project on theater/film lighting consoles. Ever since I was allowed backstage at film sets due to my dad's best friend being a cinematographer, I have loved the use of lighting and electronics to make films and plays come to life. In middle school, I even controlled the lighting board myself for 2 years in support of our school plays. So what are lighting consoles, and how is electrical engineering involved? Well, lighting consoles are one or more boards with a variety of sliders, buttons, and screens with many different purposes with the goal of changing various features of a film set or theater stage. Such purposes include changing the intensity of brightness of the lights, as well as their RGB values, which will change their colors. Additionally, the board can control the movement of lights, so if you wanted a light to follow an actor, like a spotlight, or have certain areas of the stage illuminated at different times, this is how you would do it. Lastly, all of these controls can become overwhelming, leading to the addition of lighting cues to activate certain lighting responses at certain times. This is part of where electrical engineering comes in. Electrical engineers design the power distribution systems that lead from the console to the lighting system displayed on stage, which controls the light direction, intensity, and color. As mentioned before, all of this can become very overwhelming, which is where programming of responses for the lighting comes in, leading to the automation of lighting sequences and actions to help the films and plays flow more smoothly. The key component I chose to focus on were the faders involved in lighting consoles, as the faders themselves control much of what interested me in lighting in the first place. These primarily control the important aspects of light direction, such as light intensity, also known as the brightness. Additionally, these can control the color of the lights through set RGB values, as mentioned before. You can also use them for the shape and location of the lights, however, this is not as prevalent. Faders primarily work as variable resistors, in control of light intensity, hence the name fader. This means that it is a resistance value that's controlled by the operator through the use of the aforementioned sliders. These usually use potentiometers, which take a voltage in and, depending on the location of the slider, act as a voltage divider. With the more resistance added, the less along the track the slider is. By changing the resistance value in accordance to the slider, we change the power and voltage of the system, therefore changing its intensity, and therefore finally changing the brightness of the lights on the stage due to the electricity and power delivered to the lights themselves. A fun fact I learned was that during my time in the middle school plays, I often used the faders themselves to control the intensity of the lights. However, I never really knew how it worked. By learning about electricity and potentiometers in ECE and our MAE labs, I was able to make the connection between the lighting console itself and our in-class theoretical material and assignments. This allowed me to better understand the flow of electricity and how voltage changes can affect the actual brightness and intensity of the lights themselves. Thank you for watching my presentation on lighting consoles. Bye!